What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today we're going to be doing a disassembly and maintenance video for my Roxi 3. It is definitely overdue for a little bit of cleaning and oiling maintenance. If you don't have a good set of tools, I do recommend the Hob bits, and I also recommend the Scout tools. If you don't have the money to buy the titanium Scout tool, I do recommend this Scout tool that is made for CRKT. I have that linked down in the description. I really like this one. It does currently have a flathead, Phillips head, the T6, and then the T8 all in the body. And then when you have that in the body, you actually have this pocket clip, which I really like because I have all of my tool maintenance things here organized inside of that Maxpedition, which I also have linked down below, along with this mat, which is great because it has all the compartments for you to be able to put the parts as you take them apart. Jumping into the disassembly, you're going to have actually I guess I could zoom in a little bit here. Let's try that. Am I still too far? Yeah, I think we need to go to 1. Hopefully that helps you get there. So you got a T8 pivot, T6 hardware everywhere else. This is going to be disassembled from I always do from the pocket clip side because these are all captive pivots. So it's easier to take it apart from this side and kind of lift it up from there. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Let me loosen the pivot up just a touch. And then that was pretty loose already. I do believe I have this one locked tight. I'm trying to get the maximum action there. I am today also going to be... Do I need to take that pocket clip off? I do not. So I'm just going to take off the back spacers bolts here. And I believe these are T8 as well. Let me see. Yeah, they're T8. So you really don't need the T6 because you don't need to take the pocket clip in this instance off. So we'll go ahead and disassemble the knife. I am doing a little bit of a lock bar tuning as well. It has a little bit of a light detent. It tends to want to fail sometimes. So I'm going to set my pocket clip aside. I'm going to put my bolts in the little pockets here that come on this, which is really great. Keeps it from rolling off the table. Even the silicone mat, when it lands on it, it keeps it from falling off, so I really do appreciate that. So with those done, you can go ahead and take the pivot the rest of the way out. I think the pivot collar is coming with it, so just be careful if you're disassembling your Roxi 3 so you don't lose that. Oh, yep, pivot collar is laying right there. The ano on here is so great. So you can lay the knife flat, lift up on the lock bar, and then it should just fly apart. That is the steel liner that goes in there, and you can see here where the track is already starting to build. So make note, these are facing inward, so the open part of the cage is facing out. So I'm just going to take that all apart. And where did my stop pin go? Oh, it's still in here. Okay. What I'm going to do, I am actually just going to dry clean. If yours is super dirty, you can spray a little bit of rubbing alcohol on your cloth, and that'll make sure that it gets super duper clean. You can see where the track is already starting to form from where this has been fidgeted with a ton, and it should come relatively clean. I don't think I've done anything with any type of gunk or anything like that. Yeah, so pretty clean all the way around. Not going to be bad. I think this really needed lube more than anything else. Going to clean off the ceramic caged. Yeah, those were really dirty. So that's from probably being on a black washed blade and it clearing out its own track. I didn't take this apart right when I got it, so I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, that was definitely dirty. We'll do the same thing then with the washers that lay underneath to protect the titanium. We'll clean those really good. Looks pretty good, and you can still see the track. I'm sorry, I'm looking off camera. I hope you can see that. I didn't pay attention to where I was before. And yeah, you can really see the track on there. They look nice. It's wearing in nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and clean the face of the lock bar a little bit and just clean up in here on the inside of the handles because you get all that lint and everything like that. And I'm just going to do the same thing with this down on the mat because I really don't want to take everything apart. And then I'm going to clean the pivot as well. Yeah, that pivot was really dirty also. And actually, I don't think, yeah, I did. I had a little bit of Loctite on there, so I'll put a fresh coat on there as well. And then we're going to tune the lock bar just a little bit while we have it. So you can see it's definitely clearing over the scale itself. You can see that this is cleared. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to work it over just a little bit more so that you can actually see a little bit of daylight right here on the corner. So I'm going to work it over. Oh, that pocket clip is in the way, so I'll use both hands to try to do that. So now I have a little bit of daylight there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Let's go ahead and start reassembling, and we'll get everything put together and make sure that that feels good as far as the detent is concerned. Whoops. You also probably can go ahead and wear some gloves. I mean, I'm just using not regular, but I'm just using like a very safe oil. I like Hoppers a lot. I use it on my pew pew, so I trust it on my knives. It's meant to tolerate high heat. It's supposed to not break down, so I feel like it's going to be really good, and it has been on all my knives. I can't really get this. There we go. So I just put a little bit on the track right here, and then I put a little bit on there. And then what we'll do, if you remember, opening facing out, so that when you reassemble it, it's going to have the smooth side facing you for that side, and then the other side will be facing out. So I'll also put just a dab here on the track so that it'll pick up on the detent ball when we close it, and I don't have to put it on the detent ball itself. It'll pick up as it goes through there. So we're going to go ahead and reassemble this. Remember, you want this facing out. It had the smooth side facing the blade, or the closed side facing the blade. Then I will put my tracks here. I can get it to come out. Let me move it down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. And hands out of the way. There we go. I'm just trying to use this applicator. Sometimes it's very flowy, and then other times it is not. So you want to go ahead, and now that you have everything together, there goes the stop pin. I knew it was going to do that. Move this down and reinstall the stop pin. Let me clean that a little bit better. It looks kind of grungy, and since I have it here, I like to clean it apart. The nice thing about Wii's is they have very tight tolerances. Sometimes you'll need to put like a little lithium grease or something like that, but they're super tight tolerances, so it should be good to go. All right, so we'll go ahead and reassemble the knife. I forgot to, there we go. Lift up that lock bar a little bit. There you go. So now that it's fallen into the pocket clip, you'll go ahead with your finger there to keep the pressure so that the lock bar doesn't cause the scale to bounce back out. Reinstall your pivot collar. Go ahead and pick up your pivot bolt and try to get that to fall in and get that. I would get that pretty snug. I'd get that as snug as you could get it without over tightening. And then you can go ahead and grab, whoops, I don't have a good grip. Grab your body screws and at least get one of those started. And then what we'll do, I get them kind of like snug, but I don't over tighten them at this point, because what I'm going to do, I got to make sure the blade's center, but I also got to make sure, because in this instance, I did the lock bar, I want to make sure that I got that dialed correctly. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, definitely feel like the lock bar is tighter. Definitely need to come over just a little bit more to get it centered. Oh, the whole collar moved. What the heck? That is weird. Hold on one second. Yeah, the collar moved. Look at where the Wii's facing now. Hold on one second. And push it out a little bit. Try to spin it. Oops. Hold on. All right. I'm hoping that is in there now. All right, so I got that lined back up. So I'm gonna hold it in place. I think what I did is I pushed the screw and caused it to jump. So there we go. Now the Wii's back in there better. Let's see, way off. So let me see, is that too tight? I think that's good. Ooh, the detent is good now. Yeah. So just a little bit on mine, just a little bit of daylight on there really went a long way. And then as that oil breaks or works its way in on the detent track, really smooth. It was definitely feeling dry before. So let me go ahead. I think everything's locked up. I'm just gonna watch and make sure the pivot screw doesn't back out. And if it doesn't, then I'm just gonna leave it as is. If not, just a little bit of Loctite will go a long way. So let's check the centering out. Yeah, that looks good and centered. Detent feels nice and snappy. Yeah, so I'm trying to fail it, but I'm having to ramp up enough to where that it's a little light, but I don't think I would want to go much further because I don't want to force that lock bar over any more than what it is. And the axe is still good. Yeah, it's nice and smooth now. So that really, it was ready for a little bit of maintenance. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Thank you all to who are subscribed already. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.